Well, so speaking of things he did not want to hear and things his base wanted, which was for him to stay in the White House, you are someone who did not say that the 2020 presidential election was rigged. You accepted the results that President Biden legitimately defeated former President Trump. You did so basically at the time, and you write about this moment in your book. I'm first curious, how did you come to this conclusion when so many people in his inner circle did not?
A few things. First of all, he should have won the 2020 campaign outright and overwhelmingly at such high margins, comfortable margins, Ashley, that we're not even having this conversation. There is no January 6th. There is no Biden in the White House. I mean, we were in the middle of a global pandemic, and one argument could be, listen, folks, even if you don't like this, that, or the other, we are trying really hard to get our arms around this, and we can't change horses midstream. There's too much chaos, uncertainty, and turmoil right now with this pandemic. But that aside, I felt that with $1.4 billion, his reelection campaign, which had existed for 2.5 years plus by that time, could have gotten him the victory. And they were running against, I think, one of the most uninspiring Loch Ness monster of the swamp type of candidates in our nation's history. So he should have won overwhelmingly outright. Let me begin with that. I do hold to account those who were running his campaign for not helping him get over the finish line and for convincing him before the election, Ashley, you're going to win in a landslide, you're going to win in a landslide. They're going back to states like Minnesota, and that he lost handily. You're going to win a landslide. And then those same people were telling him, you won in a landslide, and now we're going to prove it. And they never came up with the proof. So he was being, I think, cajoled by supplicant after showman, after sycophant coming before the resolute desk and giving him all these theories. Now, I'm heartbroken that he lost. Let me make it very clear. It's not the result I wanted. I voted for him. And looking at this Biden-Harris man-made disaster of a presidency, I would prefer Donald Trump to be the president right now because we benefited from so many policy accomplishments of President Trump. Putin was not in Ukraine. Our gas was not $5 a gallon. Babies were not hooked up to IVs in hospitals because their mothers can't find infant formula. 107,000 people did not die of drug overdose deaths. The list goes on, and those are the facts. But all that aside, people kept promising the president things they could not deliver. I witnessed this through the transition, through the White House, and then he was witnessing it all through the campaign. If there was evidence, I told him, I said very publicly, you have every right to contest the election results until December 14th when the electors certify the election results. Hillary Clinton had, Stacey Abrams still hasn't conceded that she lost somehow for a job that she's running for again. So you've got Democrats who have not certified a Republican presidential election this century. They refused to on January 6, 2001, January 6, 2005, and January 6th, 2017. Those are facts. Put that aside and focus on this. As the president is being told, we're seeing crazy things in Arizona. You're not going to believe what happened in Pennsylvania. You're not going to believe what's going to turn over in Nevada, in Georgia, in Wisconsin. He's being told that, and he's waiting for people to produce because the president, takes people at their word when it comes to things like that. Last thing I'll say, there's a good movie out called Rigged, put forth by Dave Bossie and Citizens United. And I think people should look at it because the difference between 2016 and 2020, when it came to Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, in 2016, when I was a campaign manager, we ran 5.9 million ads on Facebook. We had such a larger digital ad footprint than Hillary Clinton did because they had enough money to run all the TV ads. But we were going where the people were, and they were online, and we had to do that because we were understaffed and under-resourced. It paid off. People say, well, what did Mark Zuckerberg do in 2016? My easy answer, nothing. He just let the open forum be exactly that. We paid our money, we ran our ads. They also offered an embed to the campaigns. Ashley, Mark Zuckerberg took a lot of heat, as did Jeff Zucker at CNN, took a lot of heat in Silicon Valley for, quote, helping Donald Trump win. Why didn't you stop them? Why didn't you refuse to run the ads, et cetera? And I think they did this course correction. And I think the Zucker bucks do bother me, and I'm glad to hear that he's decided he's not going to do that again, because a lot of these state legislatures are banning private money like that through these C4s under the guise of election integrity.